All right. Ooh, you can see my. I have to see my pajamas. All right. Good evening. I hope and pray that all is well. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Let's get into it. I'm Kenyatta, the ArtKitech. On this channel, we build and destroy simultaneously, for there can be no resurrection without destruction. But once again, I'm Kenyatta, but you will refer to me as Miss Kenyatta, ma'am, goddess, empress, okay, her protector of all. All right, but anyway, um, boy, it has been, listen, an amazing day today. Let me finish. I have no enemies. Loving good, taking care of within, eliminates that without. Um, I'm here in the joy of the Lord is my strength. My strength. Okay. Um, okay, will not tolerate anyone being disrespectful to me or comment with me or anyone who genuinely supports me on this platform. All right. Definitely none of that bullshit. All right. All right. So let's get into it. I had an interesting day today. I don't know if I'm gonna do a reading tonight or not. I got my cards. Sometimes I just like to shuffle, okay, as I'm talking. But anyway, hopefully the video won't be all warped. I looked at my video last night and it was kind of uh somebody told me I give Mustard Puss too much credit. I'm like, the bitch doing black magic witchcraft on my videos, on my lives. They said, you get that bitch too much credit. All right, but anyway, we're just going to let's just see what happened. Ramble. I'm not going to read from Proverbs tonight. I'm not going to go into the Kabbalion tonight. All right. But it's the most wonderful time of the year. Even though, like I said before, it's drab than a motherfucker out there. I feel it to me, it just feels, I'm like, this probably is the most drab Christmas season I have ever experienced. I mean, even times when I didn't really, quote unquote, really didn't celebrate Christmas. You still felt the Christmas season in the air. I think I've been like maybe in one store in all these weeks where I heard a Christmas song. Okay, I don't see many decorations up, even at the stores and stuff. Okay, hell, it was 60 degrees. What day was that? Saturday, 60 degrees in Cleveland, Ohio. And I was talking to some people like my age and a little older about hello, who's ever in here? Hello there. We was talking about what winters used to be like here, like in the 70s and 80s. I was born in 72. Okay, they shit my ass here. Okay, take her motherfuckers. You can't stay her ass over here, goddamn. Okay, but anyway, they shit my ass in Cleveland. So Cleveland, I've been here for forever, except for the times where I lived other places. But anyway, and we were just talking about how in the wintertime here there was no. I mean, it was just like from damn sure from November, maybe through March, April, okay, it would snow outside every day. Every day. Okay. This wasn't like it is now. We have these mild winters now. And I remember they started getting kind of mild my late teenage years, okay? But that damn sure when I was real young, okay, before high school, it would snow every day. You know what I'm saying? Every day. Some of the little snowstorms they have here, and they call off school, is like, please. We was, you sound like them old folks who they back in the day, they talk about how they went to shoot school with holes in their shoes and shit. But shit, it was winter in the winter. Cold than a motherfucker. Okay, ice cold. Okay. And you went to school, you went to work. I mean, these little snowstorms they have where they call off school and whatnot. I was like, this was an everyday thing. Now, last winter, Christmas, because I remember Christmas Eve, because my car got stuck in the driveway. That was a storm for real. To be something like that they would have called off school. Okay. It wasn't like that every day. I mean, snow was damn near up to my knees, when I went out my door. Okay. And it would have to be something extreme. Okay. For them to call off school. You know what I'm saying? But hell, we went to snowsuits, the pants, the whole kit and caboodle, moon boots. You don't see that shit. Okay, now I do see people with the snowsuits on and stuff, and I'll be looking like, why? Now it might be sometime. I mean, we have some really cold days, but not. I mean, we're talking about like every day in the wintertime. That was a normal thing. You put that snowsuit on, and the schools I went to little Christian private schools, and then I went to Catholic school. So we was wearing skirts, and I had to wear skirts and dresses. So you put that snowsuit on, okay, with that dress, that skirt, that was so uncomfortable. Okay, put them big old moon boots on. Okay, a big old scarf and a hat and shit. Stiff than a motherfucker. You have seen that movie, uh, a Christmas Story, which took place in Cleveland, Ohio. Okay, was it filmed here? I don't know, but the story took place here in the city, and it was like that. The way those kids were, those boys, with their snowsuits on, and that was it. That's how it was every day. I remember the boy stuck his tongue on the pole and it stuck, it froze. Well, that happened to me. That wasn't a pole; it was a door, like the screen door. I was young. Okay, I was little girl, and I stuck my tongue on it, and I thought I was just gonna pull back. Okay, my tongue like stuck to it, like froze. That the saliva, the wet, and that cold, but. And me and my sibling, my brother, we used to go out. I mean, you play in the snow like on Saturday. We watched the cartoons and Saturday morning cartoons. And my brother always would say, "Let's build a fort," and I just would follow. Okay, even if I didn't want to do it. But like because I didn't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? But I would do it. We get the chairs to the dining room table, and you get big old blankets and lay it over the top. We would go under there, and that was our fort. So we watched the Saturday morning cartoons. Lady who raised me, she'd be back there asleep. And we asked, could we go outside after the Saturday morning cartoons? And we go outside, and we make snow angels in the snow, and the sidewalk was it was just a sheet of ice. So we would pretend like we were ice skating, and that was normal. And I remember one time I fell and I hit my head, and got back up and just kept, and it hurt that like a motherfucker. Okay. But got back up and kept on going. And we were talking about it, me and a couple of ladies at where I work, and we were laughing about it, how it used to be like that every day. And I said, y'all remember the chains on the tires? I used to love to see that. I didn't know why they were there because I was a kid, I didn't drive or anything. I was just a kid. But it would get certain way outside. Next thing you look up, people got chains on their tires, and of course, I mean, when I was little, of course, I didn't think nothing about in elementary school stuff. I didn't think nothing about it. I just lived in it, it was wintertime, Of course, when I got older, I couldn't stand the cold hardly, And I remember one year, I was just so disgusted. I was so disgusted with it. I remember when I studied with the Hebrews, we were in class. We had class on Sundays, and one girl got up and she said, "That out there," she said, "that's not normal." What did she say? Talking about the winter, the cold, and she said it's not normal. I can't remember how she referred to it, but I was like, yeah. You absolutely right about that. But again, growing up, that wasn't no thing. And then, like I said, Christmas time, all the decorations and music everywhere, and the Christmas Story, and It's a Wonderful Life. That used to be like one of my all-time favorite movies. Period. Was It's a Wonderful Life. I loved it. I still love it. I did have it on DVD. I don't now. Okay, but I will get it. That's just like the lineup for me. Christmas break, 2 weeks off. I'd have, we had the TV guide back then, the paper TV guide. I couldn't wait till that came out on Sunday, came in the Sunday newspaper. Okay. Get the TV guide. Cause I love TV. I used to love TV. Okay. I love watching TV. I remember LA Law. Yeah. I remember LA Law out there. That was one of my favorites. But Three's Company, I used to love that. And Lady Who Raised Me, she didn't like comedies. She thought they were silly. you know. And another lady, one of my babysitters, she was like, "They're so unrealistic. You have a problem, and then they got the beginning, everything's well, then their problem arises, then they have the peak, and then they fix the problem." She's like, all in 30 minutes. She was like, it's just so fake. you know. And I mean, I grew up watching that, those shows, so I didn't understand what I did when I got older, but I didn't get it, like, why don't you like those shows? But Lady Who Raised Me, she did not like comedies. Okay, she thought they were ridiculous. Okay, things that were silly she didn't like. But one show that you could always find, and she wouldn't laugh. She was like, I don't think they're funny. But one show you could always find her laughing at was Three's Company. And I used to be so tickled watching her laugh at Three's Company, because she just was like, these shows are ridiculous. These comedies. It's not funny. She's like, what's fun? Me and my brother, we'd be cracking up laughing at something, and she'd be like, what's funny? That's not funny. You know what I'm saying? But you turn on Three's Company, and she'd be cracking up, and she didn't like it because of the whole theme. Because I think, what was it? A John Ritter. He, kind of like the old version of Jim Carrey, I guess you could say, because he was that comedic, that physical, he was all physical, falling over every place, everything, and she didn't like it because he wore a dress, and well, I guess you Christians, you raised me in church, okay, but we're gonna leave that part alone, okay. But anyway, she didn't like that, but she thought it, and I said, why do you laugh at him? Why do you laugh at this show and you don't laugh at the others? And she said, because he's so silly, he's funny. She really wouldn't say it's, but I don't think she could bring herself to say it's funny. But she would say he's so silly. Who does stuff like that? But she would crack up. Every now and then, you might see her laugh a little bit at Sanford and Son. Okay, I love Sanford and Son. I love Sanford up until about maybe like the fourth or fifth season. It started getting a little corny to me, but I love. Man, listen, I love Fred Sanford. I used to love Red Fox. I didn't know Red Fox. I knew Fred Sanford. Okay, but I used to love that show, and I had all the seasons on DVD. And so my daughter grew up watching that. That was one of my favorites. All in the Family. Listen, honey, you know, different day, different time. Archie Bunker with his racist behind, but that motherfucker was funny. Okay, had me cracking up. Like I said, different day, different time. Those shows like that, the Jeffersons and all that. People couldn't get away with that kind of thing nowadays. Everybody's gonna cancel everybody. Just whatever. But anyway, and some things I just tell my daughter, because I would have these things on DVD, so she's seen a lot of these shows, and I would just tell her, when I was growing up, that these things, of course, they were. I mean, it just this whole tight ass way the world is right now. That's just not how people looked at it. I mean, some of the things you do, okay, that yeah, it's racist, or it's prejudice, okay. But the shit that the motherfucker just said is funny as hell. You know what I'm saying? And people laughed, black, white, whatever, people laughed. I do remember though, when I was younger, I'm born in the 70s, 70s, 80s kid, so it wasn't a whole lot of black people on TV in the movies. Okay, they were there, but not like you have now. You have a whole lot more than ever. And so any show with black people that came on, we was running to watch it. And I didn't realize though that white people watch these shows too. I didn't think that when I was younger, but we went to this, like I said, small Protestant Christian school, and my brother's, well, he was in the fifth grade. There was a teacher, Mr. Kester, and there was sometimes like he just would be there for. He didn't have any children. Him and his wife, they were both teachers at the school. They didn't have children. She couldn't have children. Okay, so they were very endearing to children. So we had this. They would have a school retreat, and you had to read a certain amount of books by a certain date in order to and write a little report on each to be eligible to go to the retreat. Okay, so and the retreat was a weekend, and It would be cold. It would be, they take us to a campsite. Okay, it would be cold. I know my brother went. I think our very first year at the school, I didn't do it, but because my first year was in fourth grade, he was in the fifth grade, so I was like, well, I want to do it, you know. So fifth grade, I did it. Now, did I read all in books? No, absolutely not. Okay, I don't know if anybody really read them all. I mean, I'm sure there were people who actually read them all, but I acted like I did. I read enough of it to write up my little report. Okay, and I went on that damn retreat. And but this girl at the school in the fifth grade, me and her were, it was our first year there together in the fourth grade. By the fifth grade, we were the best of friends. Okay, her name was Mia. Okay, so I was like, Mia, you have to, we have to do this or whatever. And Mia read all her books or whatever. Probably did the same thing I did. So we were going on this retreat, me, Mia, and my brother. And I can't remember exactly what it was, but we stayed overnight with the Kesters, with Mr. and Mr. Kester, to leave with them to go to the retreat. They cooked for us and everything, okay? And it was 6 o'clock. They made spaghetti, right? They were white. So they made spaghetti and they made the noodles and then the meat sauce, and they told us, okay, time to come eat, so we go to the table, and all three of us was confused as hell. Okay, and like I was looking like, well, what are we supposed to, what are we supposed to do? It's not done. I'm thinking to myself, they didn't finish cooking it, and they were looking at us because all three of us were just kind of looking like blank, and they were like, go ahead and eat, you all can fix your plate and eat. And I was just like, but how are we supposed to fix this? You didn't finish it. Like, we were used to it being combined, okay? But and they just kind of looked and laughed and giggled a little bit. So they put the noodles on, our plate in, and then you put the meat sauce on top. And I was like, huh? And I never seen no shit like that before. And like, what am I supposed to do next? And they said, just stir it up and eat it. Okay, so we finally figured it out. Okay, so we had dinner. 6 o'clock comes, they want to go watch the news, right? And we were like, well, can we watch Good Times? And they were like, what? What is that? Good Times. We want to watch Good Times. Me, my sibling, and my friend, my best friend, me, were begging to watch Good Times. And they was like, okay, y'all, you can watch Good Times, You know what channel it come on? Yeah, So Good Times came on. All three of us got to sing Good Times. Good times. We dancing and everything, all happy. We with the customers, we with each other having a good time. Listen, we watched that show. They sat there and his wife was pretty much like cleaning up. But he sat there and watched that show with us. Okay, and I can't remember what episode it was, but inevitably, anybody that know Good Times, okay, oh, this gonna happen, yay, James, and then before you know it, flatline. Okay, that man looked at us dead serious, and he said, "You all like this, you know." And I just remember thinking, how could you not like it? And we were like, yeah, it's a good show, it's Good Times. And he just said, okay, and shook his head. And of course, I didn't understand then. I damn sure understand now. And I remember I watched a documentary about that. This was so long ago. Okay, some of the writers were saying how that after the show, I don't know if it happened, if this came to them when the show was, off the air or later in the show. Because I mean, I think some of the writers quit and all kind of stuff happened, but some of them were saying how they regretted, you know, uh, doing that show and writing some of the storylines that they wrote. But nevertheless, but back to the holiday season, my favorite movies. So my all-time, I'll get the TV guide, honey. Okay, and I could not wait. We had channel 3, channel 5, channel 8. We had locally 3, 5, and 8, ABC, NBC, CBS. Then locally we had channel 43, WUAB. At this point, we probably had channel 61, which I was so happy about that. Then we had channel 19, WOIO. I can't remember what channel 61 was, but anyway, but it was mainly channel 3, 5, and 8, ABC, NBC, ABC, CBS. They would have the lineup, okay? And this would go on all Christmas week, okay? So you would have at maybe like, I might talk about this before, I don't know. Maybe like at 2 o'clock, let's say, no, let's start in the afternoon. 12 to 2 on NBC, you would have It's a Wonderful Life. 1:30 to 3:30 on Channel 5, It's a Wonderful Life. Okay. 3, okay, to 5, something like that. It's a Wonderful Life. I'm telling you, it would go off on one channel. I would turn to the other channel that it was on to watch it, the rest of it. Turn to the next channel it was on, watch the rest of it. I love, love, love that movie. That and A Christmas Story. That was another one, though. I used to laugh so hard. Don't ask me. I look at it now like it's so corny. It's cute. But I used to laugh so hard year after year at that movie. And I think with It's a Wonderful Life, I was just intrigued at the idea of someone living, having a whole life, wishing that he was never born. Okay. And who hasn't, I ain't gonna say who hasn't, like every single person, but I'm sure there are many people who have thought that, I wish I was never born. Or even if you didn't think I wish I was never born, maybe thought, I wonder what life would have been like for those I know had I not been born. So I think I was just very intrigued by that. But I love James Stewart. I love that movie. And I still love that movie. And I had that movie for about 2 years, maybe 2 or 3 years. My daughter didn't want to watch it. And I was finally able to get her to watch it last year, and she liked it. So that I love that those two movies. I used to love all the Christmas shows. And then, like I said, all the Charlie Browns, and I talked about this a little bit, all on my other video, but all the Charlie Browns, seasonal shows, and Mr. Heat Miser and all the claymations. I did talk about that. But anyway, so the winter time is like, so last Saturday, it's like 60 degrees outside. And I just laugh. I was like, when I was coming up, there was never a day in the winter time. I don't remember, not that I have to remember every single day in the winter, but it just wasn't this thing where the snow would melt. We have a little snowstorm, and then the snow melts for like the next 3 or 4, 5 weeks. And then you get a little light dusting of snow. In the next 3 weeks, there's nothing, and then maybe have a little storm. It was just not like that. And I'm not going to sit here and say I miss it. I kind of do for the holiday season. I'm not going to lie. My thing was I'm fine with snow and cold up until New Year's. After New Year's, then damn that. You understand what I'm saying? I'm through with that. But anyway, so it's just interesting. But again, it's just like, but at least, when it was getting mild, you still could experience the Christmassy. Yeah, listen, it's like it's dead out there. It really is, which I think is interesting. Sign of the times, and I'm not saying that it's a bad thing or a good thing. There's change is inevitable. Change is inevitable. Don't know what it's necessarily, changing into. I'm not saying it's good. It's not. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's change. Change. What they say, change is the only constant. But so anyway, I had a very interesting day today. Many of you know that I am a substitute teacher. Oh, I meant to, anyway, there's this letter that one of the students wrote me. I wanted to share it with you all, but it's in the other room. He apologized to me for something, and the spelling was horrific. But he's only, what grade was that? Third grade. Third grade, but it was so sweet, his apology. But anyway, and I kept that letter. I used to have a whole lot of stuff that, from being a sub, that children would give me they would draw pictures and make little cards, and some of the worst classes that I've had, okay, behaviorally, okay, I got the most hugs out of those students and the most pictures out of those students, because as a sub, ain't no need of you thinking you're gonna go to no school and be a sub and think it's gonna be, I'll just be sweet and kind and sweet. They're gonna run all over you because you're a sub, so they don't think you know anything. They can run all, you don't know how this goes or that goes or whatever. You're a sub. So I learned probably about my second week of subbing, you better put your foot down hard. And there were times where I had to put my foot down excessively hard. And when I used, a couple years back when I was doing it, I had a class. Listen, I think I talked about it, where they called the police. Okay. The policeman came, and I was like, what the hell is this? I haven't said anything, but they were like, this class is terrible. And this wasn't in no public school. And I did go into a school in the projects one time. I think I talked about that. But I met actually one of the class where they called the police officer, and I was fine. I would go into work sometimes to that particular school. And no matter what class I asked for, if that teacher was not there, they would ask me to cover that room that year and the next year, because I we're not fighting. Okay, I ain't gonna be in here, okay, scared of nobody's children. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not leaving either. I came to work, okay, because subs don't get paid a whole lot of money, and you know it just ain't a good look. You go to work. Figure it out. If it's too much, then you let the administrator. There was only one time I left the building. There was only one time I left the building, and I called, who I need to call, and I let him know. Listen, you know, I can't stay here, and I told them the situation, and they were like, "That's fine." Usually they work with you, but that one class, or what they called it, was second grade. It was the second grade. Okay. And like I said, it was a public school, but it wasn't in the city. It was one of the nicer suburbs. Okay. Well, it used to be. Well, the area still is. I mean, I'm not even saying the school isn't, you know, things change. Okay. But anyway, the day before, there was an older sub, a lady who's older. I've talked about this. She had been subbing for years, and apparently one of the students threw a chair at her, second grade. So she left. She was like, "I'm not staying," especially if the administration is not going to support you. It's like, what you want me to do? So she left. So I come in the next day. They didn't tell me anything. I just go, and they don't tell you. You just go. Okay. So I went in the room, and woo. Okay, one of the little girls, they didn't even let her in the room. She started to walk in the room, and she saw me, and she got this little sly grin on her face and was grinning from ear to ear. And they quickly came and got her this. She cannot stay. She can't stay with the sub. I was like, okay. But the little boy who threw the chair was not there that day. So I had only heard this. I was beginning to hear things as the day went on. So he wasn't there. Of course, he threw a chair and hit the teacher with the chair. So fast forward 4 years later, right? I'm in this district, okay, but I was at the school that was the upper school to that. That school went through K through fourth. So I was at the no K through third. So I was at the fourth through sixth, right? So I was doing the sixth grade. So this one little boy, me and him got to talking, and I was telling him, I need you to sit down or whatever. I was talking to him, and he said, he told me, he said, I gotta go. I gotta leave early because I got this class I gotta take. I said, well, what's the class? He said, it's the anger management class. And today is my last day, the anger management class. I said, okay. I said, what you do? He said, I threw a chair at the teacher. I said, you threw a chair at the teacher? He said, yeah, the sub. I said, wait a minute. I said, was you in class? And I started naming some of the kids that was in this class. Was you in class with such and such and such and such and such and such? He said, yeah, that's my class. I said, you threw a chair and I described the sub. He said, yeah, that's her. I said, boy, I came there the next day. I said, you were gone. He said, yeah, they wouldn't let me back in. I said, I know they wouldn't let you back. I said, that's why you anger management. No, I'm not laughing at the behavior. Okay, just the whole situation. It was just 4 years later. Okay, because 4 years later, that class, I saw these kids in the sixth grade. A lot of them. I remember you. Do you remember me? And yeah, I remember you. I remember you, Miss Lewis. And it's just, I just love children. You know what I'm saying? Some of the behavior, though, I don't. Okay. Right. I do like some of the behavioral issues. I do like to be able to talk to the children, like one-on-one. Sometimes, like, when I was coming up, it wasn't, listen, you're going to do what you're told to do. Period, point blank. Now, you might have one act out, okay, in the class, one giggle a little bit, but it wasn't like the majority, where now you may have a class that's it. That's the whole class. You may have one sitting up there looking like they filled with anxiety. Okay. And I had seen that and I be looking like poor kid or some of the children, poor children, because they filled with fucking anxiety because of all the stuff going on, all the mayhem going on in the room, you know. But I thought it was so cute, you know, to be able to see them and talk to them. And one time, this one little boy, he was in the third grade. That boy wouldn't sit right. That boy would not, he just would not. I'll just be fussing at him the whole day. So I see I'm in the building one day, you know, a couple weeks later. He was like, "You teaching our class today?" And I said, "No, I'm not teaching your class today." He said, "Oh." I said, "What you mean, oh?" I said, all I'm gonna do is fuss at you." He looked at me and smiled. I said, "Oh, that's what you want me to do? You want me to fuss at you, don't you?" He said, "Yeah." And then I said, it would be so funny, like to see them out and about, you know, in the stores and stuff, like with their parents and everything. I saw that same little kid say, "Yeah, I want you to fuss at me." I saw him at the Whole Foods. He came running up to me, "Miss Lewis, Miss Lewis." You know, this mom looking at me like, "Who is this woman?" And I'm telling her, "Oh, I'm a sub. I'm a sub." And one time I got this cat, okay, cat from hell. That cat was crazy. Okay. I brought that cat home. I got the cat off of, was it Craigslist? Okay. You know, a lot of times they would come into the house I used to live in. They would go in the basement, like they would kind of, you know, do what they do. First time I saw a cat do it, you know, I thought it was so strange. I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with this cat?" Nothing was wrong with the cat. They would come in, they look around, you know, walk everywhere, you know, and then I couldn't find them, you know. And I the first time it happened, I was like, the cat was everywhere, just walking around, sniffing around, and now I can't find her, you know. And then it was a whole day, I couldn't find her. I looked everywhere in my basement, I looked in crevices, I looked everywhere. Next thing, and the day after that, the cat came out. So that was like, you know what, you know, I had a few cats. Okay, that's what they would do. So I got this cat off Craigslist. But the funny thing is, when I went to pick the cat up, one of this is in another district. The little girl, one of the students I had, I spoke to her. She looked at me, her eyes were big. She said, "Hi." Her father looked at me like, "Bitch, who the fuck are you?" "How do you know my daughter?" You know. And quickly I explained, "I am a substitute teacher, and I had your daughter at such and such school in such and such grade for such and such teacher," you know. And he still kind of looked like, "Are you sure?" You know what I'm saying? And she looked at him. She said, "Yeah, Dad. She was our substitute." You know, that cat. I had to get rid of that cat. Mm-mm. I don't even want to go into it. I mean, the cat just would not come out of the basement. The cat was just strange. And I actually, this sister, friend of mine, she was able to read the cat for me, you know, and tell me what the situation was. It's like, it's best you get rid of that cat. And I did. But anyway, so today was an interesting day. I work with kindergarten all day. And I used to think that, um, you know, when I first started subbing, I just would work, job, wherever, you know, and I would any grade, whatever grade. And then the one school where the little boy through the chair and stuff, you know, they would keep giving me these classes that were so tough. And I had, after I was able to kind of settle them down, which was usually like 75%, you know, but we only had about 25% of the day left. You know what I'm saying? You know, I would go get my car and be like, "I'm so sick of leaving, having a headache. Why do I have a headache all the time?" And then it hit me so many years later, your blood pressure probably was fucking through the roof, bitch. You know, from all the yelling and the fussing, okay, and tussling and all of that kind of thing, you know. And I don't mean physically tussling, okay, for people who want to act dumb. Okay. She's fighting with the children. Duh. But anyway, so I started going to high school, in a particular district, and it was, oh my god, it was just like going from 1,000 to zero. You know, they were calm. And not that there are no issues in high school. I mean, of course there are, but usually, like by the time they get like in 11th grade now, they may not do the work you give them that the teacher left them to do. But for the most part, but definitely by the time they're in 11th grade, they're really like not giving you no shit. They go sit wherever they want to sit. Turn on their videos and and their games and their music, and it's like I can't make you do your work. You know what I'm saying? But here is what has been assigned for you to do for the day. And, they don't give you no shit. Definitely by the time they're in 11th grade, seniors. Ninth grade, they still kind of touch and go because they're coming from middle school. 10th grade, not too much. Not too much. But definitely 11th grade is like, you know, they don't care. They're not bothering you. So I was doing that for a while. Then I went to middle school. Middle school to me is just like I love middle school sometimes, but middle school can just be it's just that age group. Like, and it doesn't matter what district I've been in. I mean, some have been wilder than others. I mean, there was one school that I went in middle school. I was only there a couple of hours, and I was like, I will never, ever, ever, ever come back here. Now I've said that before. And I did go. That one particular school, I didn't. I was like, I don't care if nothing's available. I don't care how much money I'm in need of. I'm not going. I was scared in that building. Okay. It felt like a prison to me. Okay. And I was only there maybe like about 2 or 3 hours. Okay. I really think it was 2 hours. And it was just like, it was brooding. It was dark. It was brooding. It was, mm-mm. I was like, I won't be back here. I was afraid. I was afraid. Now, there was one school, middle school, that I grew to love. That when I first started subbing, I was like, I will never come back here. This is when I said I will never come back. And it was to the point where when I did leave, I was at the door and I heard some kids, and I stiffened up real tight, and I looked over my shoulder, and the security guard was sitting right there. He started cracking up. He said, "You a sub, bitch?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "That's the swim team. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to you, baby. Let me sit right here." I was so scared. I still was like, "Oh shit, they're coming! They're coming to get me." And but this was a middle school that years later, fast forward, like two years later, I worked there, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it there. And then there was another one that was another one said, "I'm not coming back here. I don't care what. I'm not coming back to this district." And I haven't. Period. I was another. I don't care if I am down to negative 0 cents in my bank account. I'm not coming back to this school. Okay, those were two, and I haven't. But you know how it is. They say never. Okay, so I think that my favorite age group to work with is high school. And middle school, the middle school, it depends. A lot of times I think like for a sub, and it's one thing if you're like a day-to-day sub, whatever. But then if you're a building sub, you're in that building all the time. And that's kind of cool because, if you want to do it, some people just they're not gonna do it. They don't want to be a building sub. They rather call their own shots day to day. I don't have to be there every day, whatever. Building sub is like you're on staff, you're gonna be there, and to work. But subs still get the short end of the stick, you know what I'm saying? You can be there more than the teachers. You know what I'm saying? Because they need the coverage, and you're there, and the incentive for you to be there is basically to pay because you're not getting benefits or anything like that if you're building stuff. Now, I saw in one state, okay, one city, I don't know about the whole state, but one city, and it might have just been that school because that was a charter school. But so I don't know if they do that in the public school system. They paid their subs pretty damn good, and they did give them benefits. And I kind of feel like, oh, if you're on staff, but whatever. I don't want to go into all that, but there's a freedom in it, because I had thought about being a teacher. Now I did teach college, okay, community college. All right, the three of them here, okay. Uh, Totally, completely different situation. The amount of work they give teachers is like crazy, and I was like, I don't think I want to do all that, you know. It's a little bit more than what I would like to do for myself at this point in time. I mean, you know, you're a professor, and see, I was adjunct, you know, which I always say is like sub being a sub for college, you know. And I'm saying, you know, you don't have the you're not required to do some of the same things that the permanent professors or tenured professors are required to do. You go in, you teach, you know, you do your lectures, you design your class, you know, you grade and turn your stuff in. I mean, you still get evaluated and everything like that, you know. But so I started working with younger students um, this school year, and I wasn't sure if I would, you know, like it, you know what I'm saying? But I really enjoy it. It's just they're just so different at the age K through fourth, K through fourth. And but one of the toughest to me, and I've heard other people, I've heard teachers say it, I've heard subs say it. One of the toughest grades to work with is kindergarten. Okay, because you know work is easy for the most part. I mean, it is, you know, because sometimes if the teacher leaves a lesson for us to teach, we have to do that. A lot of times they don't, but sometimes they do. And but they're just not still. And they have a very difficult time. Just you know, there's babies. They're just babies, 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 and they're just so interesting. And so today I only did half a day at 12 kindergarten. By 2 o'clock, I'm telling you, I was beat. You are on your feet, on your feet, on your feet, just on your feet. And my feet were killing me. I was like, oh my God, I can't, because I haven't worked with kindergarten in a long time. I just could not believe how bad my feet was hurt and how tired I was. And I got hungry, you know, like that, because I was just moving, 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 going, going, going. And that was just really, really interesting. But they were just so cute and just so adorable and so lovable. You know, and he's looking at my eyelash. You know, and snot down. Snot. I mean, big green old green snot down. Go get a tissue. Sneezing everywhere, covering your mouth. Okay, just bodily juices and fluids all over the room. But anyway, they're just as cute as they can be. But nevertheless, okay, as I'm enjoying my day with the kindergartners, I get a notification. And it really came right on time. Okay. Because I had talked about before I was going to do this reading and tell you about these dreams I had about these children, but I had not really prepared myself for it. And I can't say I'm going to do it tonight. Okay. Howsoever, I get a notification in my messenger. Now you know you be getting all these kind of weird ass shit in Messenger, okay? Weird ass messages and people sending weird ass messages in Messenger, okay? Have you heard about this program? Have you heard about that program? And all of this type of shit, okay? All right, I don't respond. You understand what I'm saying? I haven't, and I don't want to know about it, goddamn, because I didn't ask you about it. I'm not interested. I'm not curious. Okay, don't care. So I typically block that shit. You know what I'm saying? But I get one today talking about somebody about have you had heard of H&R Block or what or something like that. Now who the hell ain't heard of H&R Block? Goddamn. Okay. But the funny thing about it was in the picture was an infant. Okay, it was a baby. Somebody holding an infant. Looked like it had probably just came out of somebody's womb. Okay. And what was so funny about it was like H&R Block. Block. Okay. Because when my daughter was an infant, you know how you take them classes with H&R Block. I took one of them classes for the tax season with H. Didn't work it not one time, but I took the class. How what 3-4 day class, whatever it is. I did that shit way back then. My daughter was an infant. I said, well, now ain't this interesting right here? Here's a little infant right here. Somebody's baby picture that I didn't ask for, goddamn. Okay. And H&R Block when my baby was an infant. And I guess it was just so interesting because last night, I was going to bed and I saw a baby. Okay. The baby that I saw was Caucasian. Okay, white. It was a white baby. All right. I don't know nothing about whose baby it was, what it was doing, when it was doing, why it was doing what it was doing. Nothing. Now that was one of those, and I was doing the blackout readings where you just saw my hands. I would have did a reading on that. Okay, and I still might later on. Okay, when I get my setup together. I told y'all I went to New York City, okay, and I got rid of everything. Goddamn, okay. And some people may think, oh, that's crazy. I really don't give a fuck what nobody think about it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm kind of glad I did because it's just like some stuff, just the energy needed to go. Goddamn. Okay. It needed to be removed. I gave away a lot of the stuff to the Goodwill and I sold some things. Okay. But until I get my shit together with getting a desk and the 3 ring light and the whole setup, okay, it's gonna be this. Okay. And I really don't want to do the reading like this. I don't want to do blackout complete blackout. And I might do it like I did it then, or I might do a little something different. I'm not quite sure at this time, but I just don't have the setup for. Okay. And I'm just shuffling because I just like it. Now I might do a reading on this, we'll see. Okay. Or just a general reading. We'll see. And by the way, for those who are members of our Patreon, thank you so much. I think I said it last night. I have Scorpio and Sagittarius. I hope the shit ain't warped. I hope the damn video ain't warped. Okay. But any goddamn way. Okay. So, what was I saying? Okay. So anyway, so I thought, well, isn't this interesting? Okay. So I said, well, I did see this little baby last night. Maybe someone wants me to, uh, because ain't the coincidence. I don't think so. Okay. And so I said to myself, I said, well, you know, I wonder is this mustard puss? Because mustard puss, she don't want to leave me alone. She just wants to be here. Okay, up under my breast. Okay. And I just like, I don't, it's just interesting because that's the type of weird shit she does. Now, honey, if you watch it, and you probably are, you gonna watch it at some point in time. If that's you, and I see you sitting up there with your mouth hanging open, you know, and then she likes for me to talk about her, okay, because it keeps her, I guess it keeps her relevant. Maybe she thinks I'm doing it for clout. They want clout, whatever the fuck that's supposed to be. But nevertheless, I don't know, that's probably you. And if you had an infant, I would say congratulations, bitch, but I can't. Because you told the world you don't like the two you already got. So I feel sorry. I don't even want to say I feel sorry for the child, but my heart goes out to the baby. Because you told the world that you don't like the two that you got. They get in your way of your spiritual work, and you don't want to be bothered with their motherfucking ass. Okay. Now, I remember one time I was watching a video about Bobby Hemmett lecture. And he made a comment on there. He said, hold on. I want to check something real quick. Confirmation. Okay. And he was saying, now how, you know, Black people, and I'm not going to say that, don't nobody else, but I'm talking about what he said. Okay. Act like that's an accomplishment. Like, look at that, what I did right there. And I agree with him. Look at what I did. That's just like natural and normal. Okay. I mean, everything regenerates itself. Everything. Cells, the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom, the seed is planted, boom. Everything. It's just part of being human. Okay. Now, I don't know if that is supposed to be um I don't know nothing about, if that's mustard puss, and it probably is. I believe so. Okay. If I don't. What am I supposed to do with that? What are you asking me about H&R? Who the fuck ain't heard of H&R Block? Okay, these silly ass messages and shit. Bitch, I'm not gonna tell your motherfucking ass if that's your motherfucking ass. Congratulations, goddamn. Okay, all right. I would, but I can't. Okay, because see, I work with children. And I see a lot of children born from this attitude of look at what I did right there. Okay. And with people that motherfuckers with you don't want the child, you want the person you made the baby with, or you do it to try to make some other woman jealous or some, nutty ass shit like that. Okay. And then, the baby's not a fucking object. Okay. They got to be clean ass, got to be clean and white. I remember my daughter when she was born. Sometimes they don't have, a bowel movement right away. So I think with her, it might have been about 2 or 3 days. I was scared than a motherfucker because the doctor told me it was supposed to be within a certain amount of time, and it wasn't. Okay, so I took her to the pediatrician or whatever. I don't remember how long it was. I don't know, a week or two. Shit, however long it was, goddamn. Okay, and they put the little stake in her behind. I remember when I was little, they had to do that to me one time. Okay, I was very young. And then she had, and let me tell you, I made the biggest production. I made the biggest production out of it. I went and got we had this little basin. The lady raised me, she was a nurse and I was living with her. So she had all this nurse shit, little basin. I filled it up with water. And I mean, I just made a whole production out of changing her fucking diaper. Okay. When she had her first bowel movement. Because I just didn't know what the fuck I was doing. You understand what I'm saying? I had not cared for any infants and no babies, okay, until I had my own. But anyway, they're human beings. Their ass got to be clean. Their behind got to be white. One thing my brother told me when I had my daughter, he said, you make sure you get in between that neck. Because, they up like that. So all that sweat and whatnot gets in there and that shit stinks. You don't fucking clean it. And they drinking the milk, however the milk, whether they from your breast or from the, the powdered milk, and it gets all down, and all they juices is just because they're babies. Okay. All right. They, screaming and hollering and crying, wanting your love, wanting your affection, wanting to feel safe and secure, like every human being, no matter what age, wants to feel safe and secure. They're not a fucking object and they're not a fucking toy. Okay. They're cute, goo goo gaga. It's grown folks that's cute. It's old folks that's cute. So what? Okay. It's not a toy, a baby doll. Okay. That you can pick up and throw to the side of the room when you don't feel like playing with that little motherfucker no more. Okay. They need to be fed. They need to be loved. They need to be held. They need to be coddled and cooed and all of that. They need fucking attention, like all motherfuckers need attention. Okay. But since they're completely helpless, okay, they're counting on the adult who made them and brought them in this motherfucker to give them some sense of safety and security. They start talking, goddamn, and asserting their independence. Okay. And you hold their hand, trying to take them across the street, and they snatch their hand away because, they're beginning to realize themselves to an extent, and they want to be free. They put shit in their mouth because that's how they're learning and self-discovering. You got to make sure, that they don't put their little finger in the goddamn socket, and drink the fabuloso that look like purple Kool-Aid, okay? And all of these types of things. You got to put some clothes on their ass, okay? You got to prepare a decent meal for them. You got to make sure and pay some attention to make sure they ain't deaf, dumb, or blind. And if they are, then you got to make sure that they get the fucking care that they need, goddamn. Okay. They need clothes. Okay. But they need to feel, they have to be in a big ass motherfucking world. They need to feel safe, and they need to know, to feel secure, that they are safe and secure. Okay. All right. They're not a fucking object, not a fucking toy. Then they get a certain age and they start talking, and they start talking back to your ass, telling you no, goddamn. Because once again, they're asserting their independence, okay, and discovering that they are a separate being from your motherfucking ass, okay, and that they can say no, just like them little kindergartners can say, can get, be quiet and sit down. No, I want to go do such, 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 such. But we need some order in the room. You understand what I'm saying? You have to do now. Why did you hit Johnny? I don't like him. One little boy said to me, why did you hit him? Because I don't like him sitting next to me. Okay. Then you have to talk to him and reason with them. Okay. Pay attention to their ass and try to get an understanding of who and what the child is that you brought into this motherfucker. That they're not some kind of goddamn object, a toy, a fucking baby doll, a fucking human being. You got to care for their ass, take care of their hair, get it washed, get it clean, which I guess that's just thrown out the window nowadays. Just whatever. Driving a motherfucker. Peasy as fuck. Ain't a comb or a brush been through it in a fucking month of Sundays. I know that's an old term. I gather it mean a long goddamn time. Talk to them, teach them something, teach them some kind of values. Help them learn and discover who they are. Pay attention to who and what they are, so you can tell, so you can help them carve a path in life that's going to be beneficial to who and what that child is, whether you like it or not, or whether it's what you thought they wanted to do or not, and who you thought they should be or not. And help them cultivate that. I mean, it's just so much that goes into it. The shit is not easy. What they used to say, there's no manual for raising a child. They got 1,000 books on it. But you know how it is with books. We read these books and it doesn't always necessarily, play over into real life. It's a guide. I have one child, and I'm so thankful for one. I love the child that I have. So if that was you, your motherfucking ass, bitch, I don't. So you will never be married, Adam, and all of this kind of crazy shit because you just won't leave a bitch alone, bitch. Okay. I don't know why people, if that's was I supposed to cry in a corner, and I'm like, why is she sending me this? Who cares? If anything, I feel for this child. Because children need to be careful. Now I laid down and spread my legs wide open, let somebody come all up in me and get pregnant with no protection whatsoever, okay? Unless the shit was planned out, okay? With no protection whatsoever, and here I am, done brought forth a human being into the world. Big shit fucking deal. It happens all day long, every fucking day, all over the goddamn earth. And I mean, I don't give a fuck what nobody say, honey. I did not like being pregnant. Them, you know how they talk about them first 3 months? Okay. I had all that shit. I was nauseated than a motherfucker. I mean, oh my God. Nauseous and a heartburn. I had never had heartburn before, so I didn't know what it was. I thought it was hunger. I was like, I don't know what this is. Is this hunger? What is this? So I kept eating stuff, but I kept eating stuff that was causing more heartburn. But a friend of mine that I mention sometimes, Denise, she explained to me. She explained to me what it was. I was like, is that what that is? I've been eating this. I've been eating that. She said, oh, that makes it worse. Okay. That first trimester was terrible. It was hard. It was terrible. I did not think I was gonna get through it. Okay. Now, for those of you who wasn't terrible for you and you didn't mind it, great, fine, wonderful. It's different for everybody. Yeah, but I didn't like that shit. And then what I would do all day, I wasn't working, okay, because I had quit the job because I couldn't hardly stand going in there pregnant than a mother. I was like, should no pregnant person have to work? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if they was out there in the fields pregnant. That don't mean they liked it. That don't mean it was comfortable. That don't mean they should have had to do it. That don't mean it wasn't hell for them. Okay, you do what you have to do. Okay, somebody putting a whip up on your motherfucking ass. You understand what I'm saying? But listen, I did not like that shit. Okay. I was at home. I was watching, was it TLC? I think it was TLC with these women. I was trying to prepare myself. Okay. Watching these women go through their pregnancies and going through birth or having these babies. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this. I was scared as hell. Although the actual birthing process for me was not that bad. Okay. It really wasn't because that doctor, well, it probably was bad in a way, but it wasn't really painful. I experienced one really bad pain. But that doctor was like, we ain't waiting for shit. That's a long story. I don't feel like talking about it. But anyway, so I just, it's just silly. It's just silly. Children are not toys and objects. They're human beings. The same comforts and everything that you want, they want to. They need to. Ain't nothing like going through the world feeling like you're not safe, feeling like you're not secure, feeling like you're just on your own for an adult, let alone a child. Okay. So, bitch, if that was your motherfucking ass sending me that shit, bitch, okay. Because it didn't make no motherfucking sense. I go to the Facebook profile, it's 3 whole posts. I said, okay, so somebody threw this bullshit together real quick. Listen, bitch. What you want me to do? Okay. Again, pitiful and pathetic. Now I don't know who you made that baby, which you, like I said, you done came on the app and then asked me about 5, 6, 7 different men. So, I don't know, if it's what's his name? Monster Brains, Monster, Frankenstein's Monsters. Okay. And if so, and if I'm supposed to think that or believe that and be jealous of that, you got the wrong bitch because that nigga got children from here all over earth, according to folk, that he ain't took care of. So, bitch, I wouldn't want to, why would I do that to myself? Why would a bitch feel jealous about something like that? If that's what that is. But like I said, you didn't ask me about 5, 6, 7 different men. Do he love him? Do he love him? Do he love him? And all of that type of shit, bitch. Okay. So I don't know what you want me to do with that. But I'm telling your motherfucking ass now, bitch. So what? And ain't no goddamn congrat. Now, if I'm wrong and it's somebody else, congratulations, goddamn. Unless you doing it, unless you did it for the same goddamn reason, like Bobby Hemmett said. Look at that. Look at what I did. Look, like it's some kind of great accomplishment. It's not. It's not. It's called being human. It's called normal. Now, don't get me wrong. People have babies and we celebrate. Yippee, yay. Baby showers and all of that type of shit. Help motherfuckers get that shit started. Get you some get them some diapers and, onesies and all of that type of thing. And make them feel good. Congratulations. Goo goo gaga, yay. Okay. But that ain't nothing to I just, be jealous about or care about, especially when uh, that the child has had to come through the womb of somebody who ain't got them all, and probably weaponizing the child, the infant. You know how people do that to try to trap somebody, try to make somebody stay there, try to make somebody this, and try to make somebody that, whether the woman do it or the man do it. Okay, to try to control somebody, to try to control some kind of narrative, power and control and power struggles and all of that type of shit, and using a whole human being to do that shit. Okay, pathetic. Okay, and goddamn, if it ain't your motherfucking ass, okay, that's how I feel about it when people do that. Just like the man said, look at that, look what I did. Like it's some kind of fucking great accomplishment or something. Okay. Now, especially when people do it to try to make someone jealous. Well, hell, motherfucker, what? I don't understand. Okay. See, somebody go right now and lay down with Joe or Julie or some shit like that, a motherfucker you don't know, and make a baby, which happens. That ain't the baby I saw. Mm-mm. That ain't the baby the good Lord showed me last night. And the thing about it is, when I saw the baby, okay, I'm not going to go into detail about how I saw the baby or where I saw the baby, okay? Um, but it came to me, this could be an actual, somebody might be pregnant, somebody might be giving birth, about to give birth or something. The baby was white, a white child, okay, what we call white, okay? But also, it could be something that it's something creative that someone is about to birth, or maybe something new is about to spring forth in someone's life, so on and so forth. It don't have to actually be a physical baby. Okay. But I ain't do no reading about it. Maybe I do reading about that. Oh, I said maybe I'll wait. Let me see. Okay, I'm getting you should. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna use my right away. Okay. But bitch, if that was you, bitch, please. Okay. Especially for somebody talking about they can't stand the two they got. And I refuse to take care of them because I got too much power and spiritual work to do. Plus, you done had a million thousand babies on the astral, remember? Ain't nobody pregnant, dumb bitch, but me. That's what you told to the sister. Ain't nobody pregnant but me, and that's me ain't nobody else on the earth or nowhere else in the astral pregnant but me, and I'm having a million thousand, 100 million, gazillion, quadrillion, gabillion, thousand, million, billion, quadrillion, a thousand, a billion, quadrillion babies on the motherfucking astral, bitch. You already done told us that. And didn't nobody give a fuck then, and don't nobody give a fuck now. Okay. You done put all of them in astral foster care. The AFC, goddamn. Or maybe the spiritual courts took them from your ass. Like probably the real courts did to the ones you got that you don't want. That you said on the World Wide Web, I don't want their motherfucking ass. Because I got shit to do. Okay. Close your motherfucking mouth, bitch. Nobody gives a fuck. I'm 51, and I'm very close to menopause, goddamn, and I can't wait. It's a very exciting time in my life. I remember when I was in the seventh grade. That's when my uh, cycle started, and my grandmother would have fit about me talking about this shit. I don't know why you don't need to be telling that. Okay, but it was. And I remember the seventh grade how everybody was like, "When did you start? When did you start?" And this one didn't like the fact that that one started before that one, and she didn't like the fact that she started before that one started, and that one was somewhere in the corner crying because they hadn't started yet and everybody else did, and they thought they was the hottest thing smoking in the motherfucking room. And when they saw their motherfucking ass hadn't started yet, and everybody else, the ones that was corny and nerdy, and the ones they laughed at started before their motherfucking ass, went in the bathroom, balled up in the corner in the stall, practically crying their fucking eyes out. Bitch, please. Bitch is going to come. Okay. And it inevitably it did. Okay. And then you had to deal with that shit for the next 30, 40 goddamn years. Every month. Okay, if you was regular, and some months women that was irregular, which I had never heard of till I got in college with some friends of mine, and I thought that was the bee's knees until the bitch told me, hell no, bitch, because you don't know if you're pregnant or not, if you're out here, if if you're having sex, okay, which at that time that was not something that I was partaking in, okay. So it would have been perfect for my motherfucking ass. Okay. I guess until I did start, then I guess it would have been posed as a problem for me. But anyway, all right. Okay. And then, fibroids and a whole bunch of other shit that come along with that, and this polycystic whatever syndrome. I mean, women just go through it. Okay. So, I am 51 years old. Okay, I've been perimenopausing for about the last. When did that shit start? Maybe like 2016, 17. Okay, when the bitch put the powder in my house, I don't know if that triggered it. Okay, but nevertheless, bitch, if it did trigger it, if you watching, bitch, thank you, goddamn, thank you, bitch. Okay, but anyway. Okay. And I'm not putting it down the cycles that women go through. Okay. This is part of being a woman. Okay. Don't nobody come over here with no bullshit neither. I think you know what I'm talking about. Okay. But this is part of being a woman. Okay. The cycles of life. Okay. So you got the wrong motherfucker if you think a bitch gonna be jealous or feel any kind of way about a new goddamn baby. Okay, especially if it's your motherfucking ass that had it. If that was your motherfucking ass that sent that silly ass picture, okay, you got the wrong bitch for that. Moving on to the next cycle and processes of life. Thank God. Okay. All right. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and do the reading, even though I said I wasn't. Okay. Here we have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. Six of Cups upright. Five of Wands upright. Two of Cups upright. Okay. And the Five of Swords upright. Okay, now let's just see what come out. I don't know. Just be about what I saw last night. Okay. Or silly over there. I feel like somebody needs somebody to work with them, but they won't. They refuse. Okay. They're not going to. They're not going. That is, I don't know. They're not going to. They're not going to help you. They're not going to work with you. Okay. Now this might. I don't know what this is. I'm hearing like someone tried to force something on someone. Okay. They pretended to be sweet and kind and sweet and sweet and kind and sweet and loving and sweet and kind and caring and sweet and kind and loving. Okay. It was a crock of shit. Bullshit. Okay. This person might have been in competition with others to try to win this person over. Okay. And this person was determined, I am seeing here, to win at all costs. Okay. Okay. Queen of Cups in reverse. Okay. I heard backfire, but we're going to keep on going. Judgment card upright. Okay, Seven of Wands in reverse. All right, and the King of Cups upright. Okay, again. Okay, pretended to be sweet and kind and sweet, and forthright and sweet, and loving and kind. Okay, and caring connection. I care for you. I love you. I'm kind and sweet. Bullshit. Okay, is what this person was spewing at whoever it was they was trying to win over and make them theirs. Okay, that they were fighting over for this person to win at all costs. Okay, this person is not what they have pretended to be. Okay, sweet and kind and sweet, evil hearted, mean, nasty, cold. Okay, bitter. Okay, indifferent. I am even hearing. Okay, but this person was looking for some kind of freedom here, some kind of liberation. Set me free, because I feel like they were possibly having some difficulties and challenges in life. Okay, that they wanted to overcome, and they was using this person here, okay, saw this person as the one to help them overcome their issues and their problems. Okay, all right, Lord have mercy. The Moon card in reverse. Okay, Three of Cups in reverse. All right, and here we have the High Priestess upright. Hold on. All right, okay. But I'm also hearing, yeah, I remember that. Here I come to save the day. Okay, what cartoon was that? I can't remember. Okay, but I was hearing that too. Okay, so I feel like whoever this person was, okay, they what they used to call it. What they used to say. What was it? Sir Save a Hoe or something like that. Okay, what my friends say, a hero ain't nothing but a sandwich, bitch. Okay, but this is how this person was. Okay, here I come to save the day. Okay, and this person would wanted to be saved, so they pretended to be sweet and kind and sweet when they really hateful than a motherfucker. Okay, and I'm hearing a hateful bitch. Okay, I love that in Kill Bill. That's one of my favorite movies, Kill Bill. Remember when he said in the second half, okay, when the man's brother talked about oh, what was her name? She played that mermaid way back in the Daryl Hannah. He called her you hateful bitch. I love the way he said that shit. Okay, but that's this. Okay, and I feel like some things have come to the surface here. Some things have been revealed. The truth has been revealed. The party is motherfucking over. Goddamn. Okay, let's just keep on. Here we have the Hermit. Okay, in reverse, and here we have the Page of Wands in reverse. Okay, and here we have the Four of Swords in reverse. Okay, the party's over. Things are not like they used to be. Okay, somebody lied here. I'm hearing this motherfucker lied. I don't know who lied. We do know that the person pretending lied. Okay, but the motherfucker who he had to come to save the day, that might be a liar too. Okay, I'm hearing this person lies as well. Okay, they were both fitting for each other. This is what I'm hearing. Okay, one to learn from the other is what I'm hearing. I didn't hear both of them to learn from each other. They just want to learn from the other. Okay, all right. But some things have been revealed here. Okay, maybe somebody went and got their ass some kind of tarot readings, or spirit just revealed some things or something like that. Okay, to let them know, let somebody know here what the deal be being, and it's not all that they thought it was. Okay, but see, the problem is a person who was played on, I feel like, didn't take no time. They had no clue of who and what the fuck they were and are. Hey, Gaia, would you give me some lemonade, babe? Thank you, babe. Okay. Who and what they, okay, were, okay, are, okay. Um, all right. So easily, I don't know if y'all heard that, but confirmation got it. Okay. But so easily, I feel like played on, okay, and preyed on this person was just a little bit, babe. Just thank you. Okay. Easily played and preyed on. Okay. And it's just like, here I come to save the day. People too quick, swift, to offer pain. Punani. The pain and the punani. Okay. But now somebody's sitting back, contemplating and think, look at, here we go. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, Knight of Wands upright. Okay. That's how they wanted to. Here I come to save the day. Okay, acting like they was, I don't know, maybe they appeared to be all some great, wonderful. Here we got this King of Cups upright. They can save me. Okay, but this is all they got right here. Here I come to save the day. Peen and sperm. Look at the leaves. Okay, sperm, just shooting it off. Okay, that's how they comes to save the day. Okay, and who knows, maybe that could represent disease and bumps too, goddamn. Okay, but now somebody sees, and here we got at the bottom of the deck, Six of Wands in reverse. The motherfuckers ain't walking. Thank you, I appreciate it. Okay, the shit wasn't no victory. Okay, no victory. Five of Cups. I'm pulling from the bottom now. Five of Cups in reverse. Okay, a motherfucker ain't in regret, but they ought to be in regret. Okay, now you got to pay child support. Goddamn, Page of Pentacles upright. Your motherfucking ass got to give up that dough. Okay, and I'd have been what kind and sweet, pretend to be kind and sweet was looking for in the first place. Your motherfucking ends. Goddamn, Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, you about to lose all your motherfucking money. Goddamn. Okay, having to pay child support. Ace of Wands in reverse, when you should have kept that motherfucker in your goddamn pants and quit feeling like Peen is here to save the day. Okay, now your motherfucking ass is giving your motherfucking money away. Six of Pentacles upright. All right, all right. That's all I got. Let me see. Okay, I asked you to pull something else. I'm here now. So let me see. That was not the baby I saw last night. Okay. So keep your motherfucking pictures. I didn't ask for no pictures, goddamn. I didn't ask for no baby pictures. It's only one baby's pictures I got that I give a damn about besides my own. And that's my child. Mine. Who I made. She was no mistake. What no mistake? Oops. No. The pill didn't work. No. The condom broke. No. The child was planned in love. And that's how she got here. And that's where she stays. That's the only one I care about. So keep your pictures. I don't give a goddamn H, and I'm looking for an excuse to send a picture. Looking for an excuse and your silly ass message. Who cares? I feel I don't do that either. But poor child. Came to somebody who already said, I don't give a goddamn about the ones I have because my spiritual work is more important to me than they are. Okay. Or who want to go play games with people 10 and 20 states over. Because here he comes to save the day. Or who, whatever fifth, sixth, or seventh man the child belongs to. It don't make me no motherfucking difference. Okay. Say it in pictures, them baby pictures for motherfucker who cares. And it's nothing against the child. The child can't help the situation. Okay. The child can't help the situation. Okay, we have love childs and never meant to be and all of that kind of stuff. But that's not what I'm referring to. Don't be sending me none of that shit. Your issues and your problems and your mistakes and your burdens you bear that you done brought here. And the poor child's burden than the motherfucker. Okay. I'm here and ain't even 2 cents born. In other words, just got here and already burdened. Okay. Okay. I'm the female Bobby Hemmett. You forgot that video. Keep looking, goddamn. People got babies all over the place. People got children all over the place. Okay. Drop them off, don't care about them. 1 minute they did with this one, next minute they with that one, next with that one, with everybody except mom and daddy. Everybody except mom and daddy. Okay. Or if they are with parents that infants in their thinking, their level of maturity. It don't take nothing. That was biologically, when that body is ready to produce, it can. Okay, it's been children. We know that had babies 10, 11 years old. We know that. We've been hearing about that since forever. I ain't saying that's right. I'm just saying that. What does that mean? They're not fucking toys to play with and decide when you don't want to be bothered. Fuck it. It ain't cute no more. I can't make Janie jealous no more. I got his baby bitch so fucking. And I hope women wake up from that bullshit. Who gives? It's kind of sad to me that people would give a fuck about having a person's child when the motherfucker got about 10, 20 over state lines and in other countries and wherever the fuck they have them, okay, up the street and don't give a fuck about those, don't take care of those. Now, I'm not saying all men, but hell, when you know that's the case, what makes you think that, who cares? Talking about my bloodline. Silly talk, silliness. Who cares? What makes yours going to be any more special than the other ones brought here that are half taken care of, if that much? Silly. Who cares? So, baby, if that's you, don't send me no I don't give a fuck. I didn't have mine by mistake or to make nobody jealous or none of that dumb shit. One. Good enough. Moving the fuck on. Okay. And this ain't no commentary at nobody but mustard motherfucking ass. But if that's how I feel about the shit with any goddamn body. I agree with him. Look at that. Look what I did there. Like that's something big and great and special. Hell, them feral cats in the neighborhood I used to live in. It was one cat. That cat was pregnant every time, all the motherfucking time. Okay, all the goddamn time that cat was pregnant and having kittens all over the goddamn neighborhood. Okay, when I lived down the way. That's called normal. But that goddamn mother cat was able to provide for them kittens. She knew how to go hunt out there in that city and get what them kittens needed, goddamn. And we watched them little kittens grow and go about that when when they was ready to go, they went on their merry motherfucking way to another neighborhood. living their best life. Please. Pathetic. Pathetic. And weaponize the child. Use the child to try to get at other people. It's a shame when other people got to care about your children more than your motherfucking ass do. That's for you, puss. All right. All right, I'm done. So for those of you who have subscribed to my channel, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you to those who are members of my Patreon. I got oh man, I was supposed to do 2 more nights, but they're gonna get done. What's today? The 13th. Okay, I got a schedule. Okay. So I got all the way from Aries through Sagittarius for December 2023. I'm going to get Cap, Aquarius, and Pisces. Okay. I got a schedule I'm working with. I done wrote it down and I'm working with it. So I'm going to get that schedule out. I'm going to get it done before that date. And then I'm going to start for January. And it is my goal to get all of 12 done before January, as my grandmother would say that, January of 2024. All right. And that's all I got. All right. Thank you so very much. You all have favor. Peace. This is my friend that I went to high school with. She said this. We called her Ralph. Grace and peace.